Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another video for Homebrew Adventurer's Guide. This is Anodix with you today, and today we have an interesting class. This is the Death Knight. I haven't read into it, I usually don't, because I want to, give my full expression and whatnot. I'm actually not sure what type of Death Knight this is. I don't know if it's, the one from D&D or if it's the one from Warcraft. But I think it's probably the one from D&D. But anyway, the descriptions here. Once again, this is Homebrew. This is for 5e. I will be posting the who created it and the link down below so you guys could download it. I believe this one was a pay what you want, so you can give for free if you want, but I suggest that you give something in return, maybe 10 cents or 5 cents or whatever you could scoop up, but yeah, here, let's get into it. I won't read the descriptions, like I said. So, here it is. Class features. So, as a Death Knight, you can the following class features. I think they meant gain. But, hit points. You get 1d10 per Death Knight level. Your proficiencies are all armors, simple weapon, martial weapons, no tools, saving throw, strength, and constitution. Skills, you choose 2, which is athletics, insight, intimidation, perception, or religion. Your equipment that you start off with is a martial weapon and 2 simple weapons, or B2 martial weapons, a Dungeoneer's pack or an Explorer's pack, chainmail or leather armor. Okay. So, let's go into the features. Which is, at first level you gain Sense, Blood, Strike, 0 Rune Stones. Second level you get Deathstrike, Runes, 1 Rune Stone. Third level, you get Necrotic Veins, Runed Weapon, 1. Your ability score improvement, extra attack. 6th, you get Rune Empowered Strikes, Undead Fortitude. 7th, Rune Weapon feature, okay. I guess the Rune Weapon are your archetypes. Rune Magic at 9th. Chilling Aura at 10th. Improved Deathstrike at 11th. Yeah, then the rest are just, improvements. Runed Weapon feature, 20th. Okay. So let's get into the skills. Let's see. Sense Death. You are attuned to the presence of death. You can use an action to sense undead in a vicinity and in which direction they are. You won't be able to sense what kind of undead creature or identify of said creature. You can of said creature. You can use this feature a number of times equal to 1 plus your charisma modifier. When you finish a long rest, you regain all expended uses. So basically, it's kind of like Sense Good and Evil, but it's Sense Death. So you could, know where all these, undead are and whatnot. That's pretty cool. Blood Strike. When you hit with a melee attack, you can use a bonus action to declare that you can use a bonus action to declare that you will use this feature before you roll the damage die. You heal for a quarter of the amount of damage, rounded down in level 20 in level 8. Why was I saying 28? Ugh, been playing way too much Borderlands today. Anyway, in level 8, it increases to half of the damage rounded down. And in level 16, it is all the damage you heal. You can use this feature a number of times equal to 1 plus your charisma modifier, minimum of 1 time. When you finish a long rest, you regain all expended uses. This feature cannot be used on a construct, plants, and undead. So basically, you'll roll your damage die, and you'll regain hit points. Okay. I guess that's pretty cool. Rune Stone. Starting at 2nd level, you gain access to the powerful arsenal of Rune Stones. Death Knights use your Death Knight levels determine. Death Knights use. Okay. Your Death Knight level determines the number of runes you have, as shown in the rune point column of the Death Knight table. You could spend these rune stones to use various abilities. My bad, I've read that twice. When you spend a rune stone, it is unavailable until you finish or long rest. I think they meant short or long rest. At the end of which you regain all expended rune stones. Or I think they messed up and put, like, originally it was probably short or long rest, but then they changed it, so I'm just going to say long rest. Some of your rune features require your target to make a saving throw to resist the effects. The saving throw DC is calculated as followed. DC equal 8 plus your constitution, plus your proficiency bonus plus your charisma. Okay. Deathstrike. Starting at 2nd level, when you hit a creature with a melee weapon attack, you can expend one of your runes to deal necrotic damage to the target, in addition to the weapon's damage. The extra damage is 1d8. At level 5, it becomes 2d8. At level 14, it becomes 3d8. Okay. So far, so good. Necrotic Veins. By 3rd level, you have grown even stronger as an undead. Gain resistance to necrotic and poison. You cannot become poisoned and gain immunity towards diseases. You will count as an undead instead of a creature that is alive. You become vulnerable to radiant attacks and healing spells like Cure Wounds and Healing Word won't work on you. As they state, it won't work on undead. Okay. Well, that would make sense. I like that, though. Balances it out, makes it more like, not so broke. Ruined Weapon. When you reach 3rd level, you gain the ability to engrave runes into your weapon. I would have said onto your weapon, but whatever. Of your choice, permanently bounding with your weapon. Your runes get more powerful at 3rd level and gain at 7th, 15th, and 20th level. You can spend a short rest to recall the rune weapon if you have crit failed a lot and thrown it 200 feet behind enemy lines, and it would be pure suicide to retrieve it. Usable only if the weapon is on the same plane of existence as you. That's kind of confusing. So basically, you can engrave your weapon with a rune, but if you were crit failing a lot and you throw it 200 feet behind enemy lines, and it would be pure suicide to retrieve. So, I guess it's just using it as an example that you could use it as a recall, like, what is it called? The Eldritch Knight from, the Fighters. Your extra attack, Rune Empowered Strike, starting at 6th level, you learn to utilize the runes in your weapon to do magic damage. When you damage with your melee attacks for the purpose of overcoming resistance and immunity to non-magical attacks. Okay, hold on one second. Starting at 6th level, you learn to utilize the runes in your weapon to do magic damage. When you damage your melee attacks, when you damage with your melee attacks for the purpose of overcoming resistance and immunity to non-magical attacks. Okay, that made no sense. I'm guessing you do magic damage instead of physical damage with your strikes now, is what they're trying to say. That's what I'm getting out of it, so that's what I'm going to say. Now your strikes count as magic instead of physical. Okay, Undead Fortitude, starting at 6th level, if damage reduces the Death Knight to 0 hit points or lower, roll a Constitution saving throw with a DC of 5 plus the damage difference taken, unless the damage is radiant or from a critical hit. On success, the Death Knight drops to 1 instead. So basically, if you make a saving throw and you pass, you drop to 1 HP instead of 0. So it's basically like Undead Fortitude from the Monster Manual. Runic Magic. At 9th level, you gain the ability to focus the magic in the Rune Stones. You can use them to cast magic of various strength and intensity. At 6th level, you gain the ability to focus the magic in the Rune Stones. You can use them to cast magic of various strength and intensities. So I'm guessing somewhere near the bottom there'll be Rune Stones. They'll explain what they do. So I'm probably thinking maybe what it'll do is like intensify it, make it stronger, or just let you use the runes magic within it. Doesn't really explain anything else after that, so that's kind of wordy. I think that needs to be fixed. I think they need to describe it a little bit more. But yeah, various strength and intensity. Yeah, I'm guessing there's some sort of secondary part to it, and it has like some special spell or something. Chilling Aura. Starting at 10th level, hostile creatures within 10 feet of you will have their movement reduced by half while you are conscious. At 18th level, the range of the aura increases to 30 feet. So, basically, if they're around you, their movement speed is halved. Okay. I guess that's new. Not too bad. Improved Deathstrike. By 11th level, you are so suffused, with necrotic might that all your melee weapon strikes carry necrotic power with them. Whenever you hit a creature with a melee weapon, the creature takes an extra 1d8 necrotic damage. If you also use your Deathstrike with an attack, you add this damage to the additional damage of your Deathstrike. So basically, Deathstrike, I get a d8. By 18th level, I'll have, or 11th level, I'll have 2d8s, I believe, right? Yeah, I'll have 2d8s, and now I get an additional d8. That's basically what it's saying when I use that. Okay. Rune Mastery. At 18th level, you roll for initiative and have no rune stones. At 18th level, when you roll for initiative and have no rune stones remaining, you regain 4 rune stones. Okay, then. Okay, Runic Magic. At 9th level, you gain the ability to use these features. Mark of the Elements. You can use a reaction and a rune stone to capture some of the incoming energy, lessening its effects on you and storing it for your next melee attack. You have resistance to the triggering damage type until the start of your next turn. Also, the first time you hit with a melee attack on your next turn, the target takes an extra 1d6 damage of the triggering type, and the spell ends. Okay. So basically that's saying, like, you take the hit, you're resistant to it, well, to the triggering damage type. I don't know what that means at all. I won't even lie. I'm guessing, like, that's some sort of, like, if they hit you, period, if it's, like, physical or whatever. Physical bludgeoning, slashing, piercing. You know, you'll do that back with 1d6. That's what I'm getting. Rune of Binding Ice. When you hit another creature with a melee weapon attack, you can spend 1 rune stone to attempt to bind the enemy in ice. The target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or be stunned until the end of your next turn. Okay? Seal of Bones. You conjure up a wall of bones from the ground at a point you can see within 60 feet. Within 60, I'm guessing, feet. At the cost of 4 runestones, you can make the wall up to 30 feet long, 10 feet high, and 10 feet thick. Holy shit. And it vanishes when it is destroyed or released by you. You can crudely shape the wall to create creneltons, battlements, and so on. The wall is a structure made of bones that can be damaged and thus breached. Each panel has AC 15 and 30 hit points per inch of thickness. Reduce a panel to 0 destroys it, and it might cause connected panels to collapse at the DM's discretion. If the wall is destroyed or released after a week, it becomes permanent and cannot be dispelled. Okay. I guess these are just all the rune marks or magic. Yeah. Rune of Stranglehold, Rune of Blighter. So you guys can read those when I post them, because you know what? I'll just read them. You can spend 3 runes as an action to choose a humanoid that you see within 30 feet. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be paralyzed for the duration. At the end of each of its turns, the target can make so basically you paralyze them, okay? Mark of the Blighter. As an action, you can spend 4 rune stones to make a melee spell attack against a creature of your choice, to cause death and disease to wash over the target and drain moisture and vitality from it. The target must make a Constitution saving throw. The target takes 8d8 necrotic damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful save. 1. The spell has no effect on undead or constructs. If the target a plant creature or magical plant, it makes the saving throw with disadvantage, and the spell deals maximum damage to it. So if you're attacking a plant creature or magical plant, it basically kills it. Okay, runed weapons. I get Harbringer. Oh, this is the okay. This is like the actual rune weapon. Okay. So Deathly Saverin. Sorry if I fucked that up. I really am not good at pronouncing words at times. When etching the Harbringer runes into your weapon at 3rd level, you gain the following abilities. Command Dead. As an action, you can expend Rune Stones to attempt to take control. So basically, you could take control over a creature, depending on how much Rune Stones you give up. Mark of the Freezing Winds. I don't know if that's part of it. Summon a storm of hail. Oh no, that's part of the magic stone. Sorry. Chilling Presence. When you etch the Marauder runes into your weapon at 3rd level, you gain the following 2 abilities. Glacial Wrath. You can use the power of your rune to invoke Chilling Cold to ensnare a foe. As an action, you can cause ice to form up and reach a creature within 10 feet, causing ice to form up and reach a creature within 10 feet. I'm sorry, I read that twice. Of you that you can see. The creature must succeed on a strength or dexterity saving throw, if choice, or be restrained. While restrained by ice, the creature repeats the saving throw to break out of the ice. The ice will vanish, yada yada. Marauder's Focus. As a bonus action, spend 1 rune to help you focus on a target. Enemy you can see within 30 feet. You gain advantage on attack rolls against the creature for 1 minute, or until it drops to 0 hit points, or falls unconscious. If they attack any other target that the one you have focused, you attack with disadvantage. Okay. Deathly Whispers. You can spend an action and 1 rune to use the ability. It makes a target humanoid within 30 feet become frightened of you. It failed a charisma saving throw against the Death Knight DC. If the target becomes frightened, you gain advantage on intimidation and persuasion checks on said target, I'm guessing. If the target saves against the ability, it becomes immune to the effects for 24 hours. Okay. Unyielding Assault. By 7th level, your runes have everlasting effect on your body. When a hostile creature hits an ally within 10 feet of you, you can, as a reaction, use 3 runes to take full a melee attack action on a hostile creature, if within range. Okay. Holy shit, there's a lot here, like, we're not even through half of it. I thought, like, this wasn't going to be too much, but holy shit, nope, I was wrong. Okay, so let's go to, anti-magic shield. Beginning at 7th level, you learn to manipulate the rune's power to form an Eldritch Ward. You can take an action to expend 2 runes to create a shield around you for 1 round, granting resistance to damage from spells. Okay. Army of the Dead. As an action, you can spend 4 to summon spirits of slain warriors in the form of undead and appear in an unoccupied space that you can see within 30 feet. Choose one of the following options for what appears. 1 undead of a challenge rating of 2 or lower. 2 undead with a challenge rating of 1 or lower. 4 undead with a challenge rating of 1.5 or lower. 8 undead with a challenge rating of 1/4 and lower. Okay. The summoning creatures are friendly to you and your companions. Roll initiative for summon creatures as a group, which has its own turns. They obey verbal commands that you issue to them. My bad. No action required by you. If you don't issue any commands to them, they defend themselves from hostile creatures, but otherwise take no actions. The DM has creature stats. Okay. That sounds pretty okay. Deathless Kavdar. Starting at 15th level, when you are reduced to 0 hit points, you can spend 5 runes to drop to 1 hit point instead. Additionally, you suffer none of the withdrawals of old age. You can't be aged magically. I think that's kind of pointless because when you're dead, you don't age anyway. You decay, you don't age. Another thing is that you already have Undead Fortitude. Why would you need that? I mean, I guess it's a reassurance that you go down to 1 HP, but I don't know. That's just weird to me. Death's Bargain. At 20th level, you can assume the form of first Marauder, taking on the appearance of a dark hooded reaper. Using your action, you undergo a transformation for 1 minute. You gain the following benefits. Okay. At the start of each of your turns, you regain 10 hit points. Whenever you use a Death Knight ability that uses an action, you can use a bonus action instead. Enemy creatures within 10 feet of you have disadvantage on saving throws against your abilities. Once you use this feature, you cannot use it again until you finish a long rest. Okay. Avatar of Harbringer. At 20th level, as an action, you can innate an aura of death for 1 minute. Whenever an enemy creature starts its turn within 30 feet of you, you create creature takes 10 necrotic damage. Also, for a duration, you have advantage on saving throws against spells. Once you have used this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. Okay. That's not too bad. Marauder. I'm so confused. Did they put this all at the bottom, like, before the whole thing? Harbringer? Okay. So I'm guessing this is Harbringer over on this side. And now on the other side it's Reaver, and now this is Marauder? I'm really fucking confused. That confused the fuck out of me. Okay, this says Avatar of Harbringer, so I'm guessing that's Harbringer, and I guess this side, the side where it says Reaver is the Reaver. Okay, Marauder. Blood Mastery. When etching the runes into your weapon at 3rd level, you gain the following 2 abilities. Blood Influence. As an action, you can spend 1 Rune Stone to attempt to charm a humanoid. You can see within range. It must make a wisdom saving throw and does so with advantage. If you or your companions are fighting it, if it fails the saving throw, it is charmed by you until you or your companions do another thing harmful to do it, or until the ability ends after 1 hour. The charmed creature regards you as a friendly acquaintance. Transfusion. As an action, you can send your life force into a creature with a touch. If the creature is an ally, you can send up to a maximum of your Death Knight level times 5 hit points to give your ally a shield of temporary hit points equal to the amount of hit points spent. If the target is an enemy, you can spend 15 hit points to attempt to poison it. The target enemy must succeed a Constitution saving throw or become poisoned. While the enemy is poisoned, it has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls. Okay, that one made more sense than the first one. The first one, they over-explained it. I think the best thing they should have said was, you spend 1 Rune Stone, you make them make a saving throw, they have advantage on it. If they fail, they treat you as an ally. That's what they should have said. This one I like, because you're basically giving your allies a shield if they need it, or you could basically do like a poison touch. Hungering Essence. Starting at 7th level, when you reduce a hostile creature to 0 hit points, you gain temporary hit points equal to your charisma modifier plus your Death Knight level, maximum of 1. You can gain up to maximum of 30 temporary hit points. The temporary hit points gained with this feature do stack. The temporary hit point vanishes after a short or long rest. That's, well, maximum of 30. Okay, that ain't too bad. I actually like that. That's actually a pretty cool, ability. Empowered Corruption. At 15th level, you can tap into the life force of the living to control and corrupt a humanoid's mind. You can see your action. You can use your action. Why did I say see? What the fuck? Anyway, your action to touch an incapacitated humanoid. That creature is then charmed by you until a lesser restoration spell is casted on it. The charm condition is removed from it. Or you use this feature again. You can communicate telepathically with the charmed creature as long as the two if you are on the same plane of existence. Okay. Share blood. At 20th level, as an action, you can choose to share your blood with a creature that has been dead for no longer than 200 years and that died for any reason except old age. At the cost of 50 maximum hit points, if the creature's soul is willing, the creature is restored to life with all hit points. The soul can choose to remain either as its current class or become a Death Knight. Level stays the same. If the target chooses to be brought back to life, it will be counted as an undead creature. This ability closes all wounds, neutralizes any poisons, cures all diseases, and lifts any curses afflicting the creature. When it died, The ability replacing damaged or missing organs and limbs. Once you have used this feature, you can't use it again until you finish the longer. So basically, you bring back a Sentinel Undead, where basically if a fallen comrade dies, you walk up to him and you are like, you're not ready to die yet. I do not will it. You bring them back. They come back as an undead. And that's that. It's basically a free resurrection with the downfall that your ally is now undead and can be a Death Knight if they want to. I think I would get rid of the Death Knight part. The rest of it is okay, I guess. And that is it, it seems like. There was a lot in this class. They did go into it like a lot. Wording, grammar checking. I mean, I suck at grammar checking. I have somebody do it for me. But, you know, that can mess up. I mean, when I was reading it, you seen me, like, you know, struggling because, I read a lot. I do. I usually read to myself. I don't usually read out loud. I love reading, but I do suck at pronouncing words sometimes, or, you know, whatever. Or, if there's grammar wrong, I usually read over it and I continue on, as you've seen in my other videos, which I'm trying to work on. But yeah, I do like this class overall. I just wish that the creator of this did a little bit better job at pronouncing everything and wording everything right. Because wording in D&D is like a needle and thread. You need, you know, it's very fine, it's very pointy, but it needs to all come together. Because yes, there's loopholes, and you gotta find the loopholes in D&D. That's what makes it fun. But also, wording is like everything, because you might say like, oh, this is what it does, and you explain what it does, but it sounds too broke or overpowered to other people, and they use that. But then when they, you know, it's just all confusing with wording. It's really hard to word something and not have people abuse it. So, I think, I guess what I'm trying to say is that, just word it a little bit better so then people aren't abusing, like, the level 20, you know, feature of, the Harbringer, I think it was, or the Marauder. But, overall, this was a good class. I really did like it. But I think if I had to give it a rating, I think that I would give it probably a 7 out of 10. Because the reason why is mostly because of the wording. There was stuff that needed to be fixed. Like, I mean, I didn't understand what the Rune Magic was until I started reading the runes for Rune Magic. I didn't understand what the Rune Blade was, you know, until I started reading the Rune Blade stuff, etc., etc. There's a lot of stuff wrong with this that needs to be changed, but overall, it's playable. Of course, you need a DM that'll allow you to play it, but yeah, you know, you're able to play it, and yeah, it's pretty cool. I like the concept. It kind of reminded me of the Death Knight from Warcraft. I wonder if that's what they were trying to get to, but I'm not really sure. So, yeah, if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, anything at all, you know, leave them down in the comment section down below. I will be posting videos as often as possible. I'll leave a link in the description, like I said, to get this class, and I'll leave the creator's name. So if you like him and you like his work, you can find more of him. And yeah, that is really it. So thank you guys very much again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.